Road and Traffic Signs, Lanes, Junctions and Road Markings, Part 1. This video covers T-junctions, bus contraflow systems, lanes on a motorway, road markings.
Hi Ben, how was football?
Yes, it went well. I'm looking forward to our game at the weekend.
That's good. Shall we go for a drive before we go home?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, just wait here until the car has turned in before emerging. Just in case they might have left their indicator on or are not planning on turning into the junction.
Like I did earlier when pulling over.
Exactly, you should never trust just an indicator.
Okay.
Right, we'll turn left at the next junction.
Okay. Oh, I've never noticed that sign before. What does it mean?
That advises that you're entering a one-way street, but there is a bus lane in the opposite direction. It's called a contraflow system. As well as bus contraflow systems, you can get cycle contraflow systems too. If these contraflow systems are in place, they can be found on one-way streets.
Oh, like when Professor Theory and I had to use a lane on the other side of the road due to roadworks. That was a contraflow as well.
It would be, yes. If the bus lane was in the same direction, that would be a with-flow system.
Because it's going with the flow of the normal traffic?
Yes. So can you remember your lane usage from your motorway trip? What should you use the left-hand lane for?
Normal driving?
Correct. And the right-hand lane?
Overtaking only?
Perfect, Ben. You're going to be ready for your theory in no time.
I hope so. One thing I'm not sure about at the moment is what all the road markings mean.
Okay, let's look at some. Solid continuous white lines along the edge of the carriageway mark the edge of the carriageway. They help you to see the edge of the carriageway in the dark.
Okay, and the broken lines in the middle obviously divide lanes?
Yes, but you can see variants of it. If the lines become longer and the gaps shorter, they warn you there is a hazard ahead.
Oh, okay. That's useful to know.
You can also get a solid double white line down the middle. When you see these lines, you should not overtake unless there is a road maintenance vehicle moving less than 10 miles per hour in front of you.
Righto. And arrow markings, like up ahead, warn overtaking drivers to move back into their own lane?
Well remembered.
Ah, now what is that?
The red and white hatched markings are used to separate traffic travelling in opposite directions. You'll normally find them on sharp bends or narrow roads.
Okie dokie. Random question. But you cannot park on the zigzag lines on a zebra crossing, can you?
That's right. You need to keep those areas clear to allow pedestrians to see and be seen. You'll also find yellow zigzag markings at school crossings. This is for the same reason.
Thought so, and it definitely makes sense not to park by a school if there are lots of little children about.
Exactly.
Okay, before we move on, I think it's time for a recap. T-junctions. If a vehicle is signalling to turn into a junction, wait until they have started to turn to ensure they are definitely turning. Bus contraflow systems. This sign means that you're entering a one-way street, but there is a bus lane in the opposite direction. Lanes on a motorway. The left-hand lane is for normal driving. The right-hand lane is for overtaking only. Road markings. Solid white lines mark the edge of the carriageway. They help you to see the edge of the carriageway in the dark. Two solid white lines in the middle means that you should not overtake unless there is a maintenance vehicle moving less than 10 miles per hour in front of you. Dashed lines are lane dividers. If the lines become longer and the gaps shorter, they warn you there is a hazard ahead. Road markings. Red and white hatched markings are used to separate traffic travelling in opposite directions. They are normally found on sharp bends or narrow roads. Overtaking drivers need to move back into their own lane. Do not park on zigzag road markings.